Thank you and good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to serve as the superintendent of Charter Oak and to be here with you this afternoon. I want to provide my 10 minutes or so into three different topics. One, we continue to do great things with our students at the high school, as shown in the high school exit exam. Over the past several years, our passing rate for first-time takers, 10th graders, is 88%, and that's pretty strong. Our high school this past year was named on the Newsweek's top 1,500 high schools in the country. We're proud of that. As you know, we have an IB program at our high school, and this year we have more participants, more test takers than in years past, most since 2009. So that program continues to grow and do extremely well. Some other measures that we use are advanced placement tests, our SAT, scholastic aptitude tests. Our test-taking rate has gone up again this year with higher passing rates and higher scores. Our UC-eligible graduates increased last year by 2%. And our graduation rate last year, a year ago, I reported was 99%. Last year was 100%. So we even improved on that. Of our graduating class last year and their intentions for the future, 87% of our graduating class stated their intention to go to college. 4% of our graduates stated intentions to go to technical training, 4% to the military, and 5% right into the workforce. Our business academy at our high school won the UCLA Business Plan Marketing Competition for the 5th year in a row. We're very proud of that. And we continue to have articulated programs with Mount SAC in the business and technology strands. In our sports programs, our wrestling team just won the league for the 2nd year in a row, and our high school team won for the 3rd year in a row. And in fact, our high school coaches were named to be the coaches for the All-Star game between California and Arizona just a couple of weeks back. As you probably read in many areas about the new funding formula for California schools, the LCFF, and so we are now moved into that model, so we will be funded a little differently, and thanks to the help of Proposition 30, I think we've turned the corner on funding, and the goal by the state is to get us back to the funding level of 2007-2008 over an 8-year period of time. And the funding is based on a per-pupil allocation based on grade spans with a little bit of extra money to help serve students that are English language learners and students that are Title I or low-income children. And so we're right in the middle of that right now. And with that is a new requirement to construct a district-wide plan on how we're going to serve our students. It's called an LCAP, and all districts are just now starting to grapple with that a little bit. And that requires a plan to address 3 statewide priorities. And those priorities are learning conditions of learning, pupil outcomes, and student and parent engagement.
The California Standards Test, the rating scale for adequate yearly progress in our schools has 5 levels: advanced, proficient, basic, below basic, and far below basic. And if you think of that as A, B, C, D, or F, it kind of, everybody has that scale in mind, and it kind of helps you keep in mind what that is. 72% of our students were proficient or advanced, A's or B's, in English language arts, and 66.5% were proficient or advanced in math. Those are really fabulous scores, and they continue to get better. Our non-resident students, district of choice students, and students on permit do not lower the bar, they help us raise the bar. We have approximately 1,800 students that are non-residents in grades 2 through 11, and the lowest performing grade level with those students has 90% of the students with an A or B or a C. So they do fabulous. And the highest, we have 4th graders, every single student, 100% or advanced proficient or basic. They all meet those requirements. At Glendora High School, students took 1,184 advanced placement exams, and our AP pass rate continues to increase. We're at almost 70% now. The Washington Post released their list of America's most challenging high schools earlier this year, and they ranked the top 1,000. Glendora once again made that list, ranked 108. out of almost 2,000 high schools in California, and increase of 21 spots. So fabulous. They were 878 out of almost 25,000 schools in the nation. But we know learning and achievement aren't limited to the classroom. We have a fantastic partnership, one with Citrus College, where students at our elementary and middle schools are able to access enrichment in the STEM areas. And you probably saw the Tribune Sunday that had a great article on that, where students engage with the Citrus Rocket Owls, and they build model rockets and learn engineering, physics, math, and teamwork, and make that very successful activity and a very fun activity for students. We're thrilled that the governor's proposed budget that came out in January. He makes a significant contribution to funding schools, and should that survive the May revise and then be approved in June, we'll be very fortunate to get increased funding for schools.
We've had a banner year, and I get to brag a little bit now about some of the statistics with you. Thanks to the support of Prop 30, we were able to add 200 class sections this past year to the schedule, a 23% increase in the class schedule. We've grown in enrollment again. We're up to 13,000 students, a 14% increase this last year. It's our highest enrollment in the last 3 years, so we're coming back from that budget cut. We've had the highest ever amount of degrees awarded in Citrus's history. We awarded 1,508 degrees. The college is going on 100 years old, so we're really pleased to have our highest record. We continue to receive national recognition. We've reached out and we've been encouraging our athletes to become scholar athletes, and we've put a big emphasis on helping our athletes succeed academically with specific counseling just for them. Really pleased to say our new program called Scholar Baller is growing each year, and this year we had over 100 athletes recognized last Saturday night for a GPA over 3.0 at Citrus College. We're really pleased with that. And it's a big deal because we're a mid-sized community college. We're not one of the community colleges that's 30, 40,000 size in terms of students. We're mid-sized. There's 1,100 community colleges in the nation, and Citrus College makes the top 100 in the nation as ranked by Community College Week in terms of degree completion. Now, these statistics are phenomenal. We're 36th in the United States in the number of degrees awarded to Hispanic students, and that's significant. We're 60th in the nation in the number of degrees awarded to all minority students. We just made a list this year. We're 68th in the nation in terms of degrees awarded to Asian students, and this is a statistic we like. We're 38th in the nation in terms of nursing degrees awarded at community colleges. But it gets better than that. There's a publication called Hispanic Higher Education Outlook, and it ranks the top 50 community colleges in the nation. We are 23 on that list of degrees awarded to Hispanic students in the United States.
You know, when we take a look at what's been going on the last few years here, actually since 2008, we went into what was called a Great Recession. And at that time, everybody was in serious trouble. Cities, schools, everybody was in serious trouble about what was going on and how our cities and schools were going to be impacted. That's lasted up until this last year. We've seen some dramatic changes. Some cities have made some different changes in how they do business, as well as what we have done in the city of Glendora. And it reminds me of a quote by Sir Oliver Wendell Holmes. He says, basically, life is action and passion, and it's required of a man or a woman to participate in the action and passion of their time. Nowhere, no other year can I remember, and I've been in government 40 years, no time have I ever seen where that quote was more appropriate. Because since 2008, we have been on the defense. Some cities have chosen to do different things. Some cities have chosen to raid their reserve funds. Some cities have chosen to increase taxes. Some cities have chosen a number of different things, even to the extent of going into bankruptcy. Well, I can assure you in this report today that the city of Glendora has done none of that.
That's right.
we have done what is important to this community, and that's number one, to have a balanced budget. And I think it's not only a credit to this city council, but it's a credit to the prior city council that did what they thought was right for this community. Number one, we cut $3.5 million out of our budget. Also, that amounts to 58 positions, full-time positions in our community, 27 part-time positions, and 26% of our entire workforce in those past 4 years have been cut. But I can assure you that the city did not stand to do anything. We've been working on our strategic plan. We've been putting it in place, and I can guarantee you that our budget is balanced. Our strategic plan and objectives are clear and achievable, and that we have the resources and organizational support of not only the city, but the people in the city to move forward. And that's exactly what we're doing. This is the first year in all of that time that we have not had to make cuts in our budget. So we have a lot to be thankful for. Our budget's in place, we're moving forward. We've got volunteers in this community, second to none in the world, I believe. We have businesses in this community who are working hard, not with only the city, but with each other and with the Chamber of Commerce and with the community on some of these projects. And we have other citizens who have confidence in government that we're going to be doing the right thing.